Hello viewers, welcome to a lecture series on marketing management, and in this very series we have been talking about marketing of services. So in the previous lecture of mine I tried to give you a brief idea about what exactly we mean by marketing of services, and we actually call it as services marketing also. And this is going to be part 2 of our discussion on the topic of marketing of services. Initially I told you about what exactly we mean by services marketing, why are we emphasizing on services marketing, what is the need of putting greater emphasis on services marketing specifically in case of developing economies. And now I'll be telling you about the characteristics of services, the services marketing mix, which talks about making a distinction between the traditional P's and additional 3 P's, that is called expansion of P's, that is marketing mix with regard to services marketing, and that is why we term it to be 7 P's, that for services marketing we need 7 P's. And eventually I'll be telling you about services marketing triangle, which talks about 3 different strategies of marketing, namely internal marketing, external marketing and interactive marketing. So with this as an agenda of our today's discussion, let me now tell you about what are services. I am just giving you a reiteration of what we had discussed in the previous lecture of mine. What are services? We all understand that intangible products, for instance accounting, banking, cleaning, consultancy, education, insurance, and many more, they are actually categorized into the category of services. And at times services are difficult to identify because they are so much closely associated with the product that it is very difficult for us to make a distinction between the product and services. But yes, services can very well be understood by its own nature, by its own key differentiation, that it is intangible, it is a kind of intangible offering which a marketer is making to its customers. So the combination where we are finding the duo in terms of offering, that is product as well as services, a diagnosis with administration of a medicine, that can be a best example of it, wherein a doctor is prescribing you some medicine after the they have made a diagnosis, the doctor is offering the services, and the medicine is coming in terms of a tangible product. So here the diagnosis or the consultancy offered by the doctor is actually falling in the category of services, wherein the medicine which is being offered to us, that is coming in terms of a tangible product. So this can be an example of a combination of products and services, and there are n number of examples of such type which are available in the field of marketing management. So as I told you about the basic characteristics or key traits of services as compared to goods, that they are intangible in nature, unlike the products which are tangible. They are heterogeneous, unlike the product where we find the homogeneity, or at least a kind of gradation is there, a standard type of product is available. Here we are facing heterogeneity, and then the third one is the perishability, that the products are not perishable, at large, by and large they are not perishable in nature, except in those situations where it is in the category of fruits and vegetables or medicines which are having some expiry dates, and then there is a simultaneous production and consumption. This is the only offering where the production and consumption both go hand in hand. Otherwise, in case of products, once the production is done, then it is going to the market for final sale and consumption. But in case of services, it is not so. Here it is a combination, it is different. Simultaneously we are finding the production and consumption, both of them, they go hand in hand. So with these as a basic background of what we had discussed, I just thought of giving you a reiteration of what exactly we mean by services marketing. Then comes the consumer evaluation process for services, where we talked about searching of qualities of 3 different types, wherein we talk about the searching of quality, we talk about experiencing quality, we talk about credence qualities, which are actually the characteristics which may be impossible for anybody to evaluate even after purchase and consumption. So the quality parameter itself has its own basic foundations which we should understand, because in case of services, the quality of services is the only key factor which differentiate one service provider with that of another. And the question comes, who is going to decide the quality of service? If I have to give it as a formula, I would say that the quality of service or the satisfaction can be defined as the equation between the ratio between the performance and expectation. So if the performance exceeds expectation, then of course the customer is going to be satisfied. Otherwise, if it is less than that, then of course it is resulting into dissatisfaction. If it is equal to that is expectation, then of course customer is going to feel satisfied. So we have to understand that performance and the expectation both are there, and customers are evaluating the quality on the basis of their expectations, that what they were expecting given the value structure, given the value they are sacrificing. Suppose if I am sacrificing a specific value, I have some set of expectations from that value sacrifice, and if I am not able to get the same, I am not able to get reciprocated in terms of value by the offerings of services which are coming to me, then of course I will not be satisfied. So customer has his own set of value proposition, and they do the evaluation. And I also told you about the different challenges and questions which marketers are facing when it comes to deciding the offering, the type of offering we are going to, the kind of service, the way we are going to offer the services. So let us have a discussion on the challenges and questions which every service marketer is going to witness in one way or the other. So the first one is how to define and improve the quality of service. This is the first and the foremost question which every service marketer has to answer. So you should know, how do I define the quality of service? Suppose I am offering a specific suppose I am into teaching, and I am offering my services to the students. I am teaching learners who are coming to the class. Then I need to define what I am going to offer them. So we'll have to decide whether I'm going to be a problem solver to them, or I'll be completing the syllabi which is prescribed. So we have to understand, this is the only point where we differentiate, we create a distinction among other people who are offering the same kind of services. Whenever I go to my class, I always try to be a problem solver. So I had I have my own definition of service quality, that yes, I need to first think about the problems being faced by my learners. If they are not able to understand a specific concept, I need to clarify them time and again. They ask, and I should be open to the questions which they are asking to me. So the first thing is that the way I had defined my service quality, so it has two parameters that I'll be helping them as a problem solver. Second is, I'll be open to their questions as and when they need. And then once the quality is defined, I need to keep on improvising the same. And here comes the role of feedback. Every time, every semester, when I complete the syllabi, when I complete a particular course, I talk to my students, I take their feedback. So that is actually becomes a foundation to improvise the services which I am offering. So next time, whatever modus operandi, whatever the way I am resorting to, suppose if my students are not finding it good for them, or they want some kind of modification, I need to modify that according to the requirement. So defining and improving quality of services, it is something which is the core of services marketing, because here we are not offering anything tangible. It is only the service quality which can be measured by the smiling faces of my learners. So once I see their faces at the end of the completion of a particular topic, and if I find them to be satisfied, that is the satisfaction which I can measure. So defining the quality of service and then keep on improvising them, that is actually the best way of defining and improving the quality. And once we have done that, we can go for designing and testing new services. We may keep on adding some new services to our kitty. We can communicate and maintain a consistent image. Once the image which I had created, I have to work very hard on communicating, not only communicating but also maintaining that consistent image which I had created. and then of course there can be, in case of certain services, there is a fluctuating demand. So how to accommodate that fluctuating demand, how to deal with that, that also comes as a challenge in front of us, and eventually motivating and sustaining the employee commitment. So people who are working with us as a service provider, we need to not only motivate them but also sustain their commitment, that yes, they should always remember the motto of the organization in terms of ensuring the quality excellence, or in terms of ensuring the excellence in quality of their services which they are offering, because it is a service provider who is working as a face of that particular organization, that particular institution which is offering services. So, the first very challenge I put in front of you was in terms of defining the product which we are going to offer, or I would say it would be more appropriate to say that defining the bundle of utilities which I am going to offer to my customers, that too in an intangible form. So, service is not tangible, and that makes our task more challenging, more demanding, and of course, we need to be more vigilant while defining and designing the quality of service. The second point which comes in front of us as a challenge is how to decide the price of the service which I am offering, how to set the price, because it is not like a tangible product where you are deciding the price on the basis of the cost which you have incurred in terms of material, labor and overheads, then adding some margin to it and saying that yes, this is going to be my price. Here setting prices is another most significant challenge in front of a service marketer. So, we have to understand we have to keep on understanding that how do we decide our prices which we are going to charge from our customers. So, organizing to facilitate strategic and tactical decision making. We need to make a tactical decision making. We should first do a market survey, that in the same category what our competitors are charging, what similar kind of service providers are charging, and suppose if my service is very innovative, very new, then we need to understand the paying capacity of the segment to which we are going to serve. So, we have to find a balance between the standardization and personalization. We have to actually work on this, that how to decide the price, how to set the price in such a way that it seems very reasonable to the customers, and they don't feel a pinch of paying the higher amount which is not commensurate to the kind of services they are getting, they are receiving. So, we have to protect new service concepts from competitors. This is another challenge in front of us. Once we have decided our price, of course, we are looking at the competitors, the kind of price they are charging. So, that is we call it as a customary pricing. But at times we come up with a new idea, innovative kind of service which nobody else is providing. So, here comes the role of the challenge of protecting new service concepts from that of your competitors. How to protect my new service concept from competitors, that they should not imitate, they should not be in a position to imitate that. So, for that we need to maintain a personal rapport with the student, with the learners. Suppose I am talking about teaching, or suppose if you are offering some other kind of services, you have to maintain your good or strong bonding with your clients, with your customers. Communicating quality and value to customers is another challenge. You need to communicate your customers about the quality and value. They should always get something new from your side, that yes, this is a new benchmark of services being offered in the same segment. And if we keep on doing so, if we keep on innovating, if we keep on offering best services, there is nothing which can stop us from emerging as a best service provider, and eventually ensuring the delivery of consistent quality service. That is always a key to the services marketing. Now, the question comes, what are the different types of services? One can be a core service, the service which is where the primary purpose of, where the service that is the primary purpose of a transaction. For instance, if you are going for a haircut, or the services of a lawyer or teacher, that comes under the core services category. Then comes supplementary services, services which are rendered as a corollary to the sale of a tangible product. They are called as supplementary services. And for instance, if we talk about home delivery options offered by a store above a minimum bill value, that is called supplementary services that they are offering to you. And accordingly, we have to understand the kind of services we are offering. We have to design our own marketing mix. So, elements which any marketer controls that can be used to satisfy or communicate with the customers, that is called marketing mix. We all understand a set of controllable, tactable marketing tool which a marketer is going to use to cater to the needs of the customers, that is called marketing mix. And traditionally, we have been talking about 4 P's comprising of product, price, place and promotion. And when we talk about marketing mix for services, since we all understand by now that the unique characteristics of services actually makes the traditional 4 P's of marketing means to marketing mix to be inadequate, because we are not dealing with the traditional goods or traditional products for which we had 4 P's, that is product, price, place and promotion strategies. Here we are going to deal with the with a kind of offering which is unique in nature. Cause of its own characteristics, it is intangible in terms of its offering, it is perishable in nature, and more importantly there is a simultaneous production and consumption of the services. So, all this actually makes the 4 P's to be inadequate, and that is why we are expanding our marketing mix, that is beyond 4 P's. We start thinking and working, and here comes the role of 3 additional P's, that is people, process and physical evidence. So, we have to understand that there is a careful management of 4 P's in case of product marketing, but they are not sufficient for successful marketing of services, and that is why we are going to have another set of 3 additional P's which are known as people, process and physical evidence. So, when we talk about the 3 additional P's, we have to understand what is the role of people, what is actually the role of people, that we need to understand. Since services are produced and consumed simultaneously, the contact personnel, the person who is offering services or the service delivery personnel become extremely important. So, when we talk about people, we are actually talking about everyone who is coming in front of a client, of a customer, when the service is being offered to them. Some people think that only those who are contacting the customers, they are actually people, but that can be a very pointed answer, that can be a very narrow kind of definition of people. Here, even when you are standing at the door of, at the counter of service provider availing the services, the reaction of the people who are standing or sitting behind you or besides you, that also plays a very important role. So, I would say it is during those encounter of service providers and customers also. So, the process on which that depends, that the kind of feedback we are getting from the customers who are standing besides you. So, that also is counted while we define the term people. So, we have to understand that of course, that person is very important who is offering services. At times we go to a hospital and we always demand for a particular doctor. Why so? Because that doctor has set a benchmark by offering best of services, and we always try to wait for the doctor to come. The same is the case of certain services. You go to a salon and you have a good rapport with a particular person. So, you will have you at times you wait that no, I want services from this person only, and for that I can wait. So, it is the personal goodwill which that person has created, but that and that is actually the real definition of people. So, the first one is people, second one is process. So, during the encounter of service providers and customers, the process on which a lot depends with regards to the overall perception of the services by the customer. So, we have to understand the way this service has been provided, the process which is actually being offered to us. the process with which under which this is being offered to us. So all human actors who play a part in service delivery, they are going to influence buyer's perception, that is called people. When we talk about physical evidence, it is actually at times we call it as visual merchandising. So the environment in which the service is being delivered, and where the firm and customer, where the company or the marketer and customers interact, or any tangible component which facilitate performance or communicate of the service, that is being counted under the definition of physical evidence. We all understand that the way that particular place is being designed, the way the steps and services are being set by the service provider, that plays a very significant role, that speaks about the planning, the organizing, the management of the service provider. So it can very well be understood with the physical evidence, with the visual merchandise, the way that service has been organized. It can be as simple as waiting in a service lounge, where you are waiting for your you have gone for the servicing of your car, and that car has gone for servicing, and you are able to locate your car on the screen while waiting in the lounge, and you can exactly you come to know that by what time your car would be ready after the services. So we have to understand that it is all about the physical evidence. Then comes process. Process, we all understand the actual procedures, mechanism and flow of activities by which the service is being delivered. And the service delivery and operating system, you can call that the entire service delivery or operating system, that is being counted under the head of process. I would give you a very interesting example of healthcare industry. Suppose if a patient is going to a doctor, and doctor knows that very well that the person is suffering from viral fever or viral infection, and they do understand that there are certain sets of medicines which are to be prescribed, but still the doctor is following the proper procedure. There is a service delivery and operating system even in the healthcare industry. So there is a step by step way of dealing with the patient, and the patient need to be dealt with patiently. Some patients are taking extra time. They give all the details of theirs to the doctor, and they have to be very patient while listening to them. So they are actually doing what? They are actually following the process, and that is actually one of the significant piece of services marketing. Some patients, they don't speak at all. They simply tell about some of their problems, and that can be they can be their services can be completed in a time span of 2 to 5 minutes only. So that can be done, but still the doctor follows the proper service delivery system, and I would say that they follow the proper operating system. They take the height and weight of the person, blood pressure of the patient is also being taken, and then later on doctor is after listening to all the symptoms, they are prescribing medicines to them. So that is a process which they are following. So that process is something which is very much important in case of services, because at times even if the same kind of service is being provided, but since the operating system is not in order, customer may not feel good or may not feel satisfied at all. So people, process and physical evidence, that is regarded as the key additional 3 P's for marketing of services. So I would like to repeat here that when I say people, I am talking about all human actors who play part in service delivery, and hence they are going to influence buyers' perception. For instance, the employees of the firm or the marketer, the customer and other customers in the service environment, they all are counted under the head of P, that is people. Then is physical evidence, the environment in which the services are being delivered, where the firm and the customer interact, and any tangible components that facilitate performance or communication of services, that is being considered under the definition of physical evidence. And when we talk about process, the actual procedures, mechanisms and flow of activities, as I gave you the example of a doctor who is prescribing medicine to the patients, so by which the service is being delivered, the service delivery and operating system is actually being counted under the head of process. So in this way, my dear learners, we had learned 3 additional P's of marketing of services, that is people, process and physical evidence. The remaining part of our discussion on marketing of services I would share with you in the next lecture of mine. Thank you so much.